So in this section here, we are going to be relighting the scene in the studio to give you guys an understanding of what went into the lighting setups of these three images. Let's start out with the first photograph with our model Stuki holding up the lantern next to his face. So let's start out by taking a look at the main light. That's how we always start lighting the scene. We decide where the main light is going to come from, we make sure it looks good, and then we light the scene around our subject after that. So in this photograph here, what we had was a main light on the camera right, placed quite high at a 45-degree angle. And as you might notice here, I'll just put it to the position. Our model can step a bit forward. Cool. So what we did was we feathered the light. So instead of pointing it straight at our subject, what we did, we feathered it away quite a bit actually, in order to fill in the shadows of this side, but still preserve that dramatic cinematic feel that we were going for. Also make sure to notice that I'm shooting from the shadow side of the face, and that adds into the dramatic feel as well. Then the second light that we used was a background light that we used in order to light up the cave behind our model. So what we had was a bare bulb Elinchrom Ranger Quadra placed about here. The problem with this light was the fact that it was bleeding a lot of light on our model's face and filling in the dramatic shadows that we wanted to preserve. So what we had to do was we used this large reflector and flagged the light by placing it on top of it like this. So now how the light works is it lights up the cave behind our subject, but because of this black flag, the light does not spill on our model's face, and we preserve those dramatic shadows. And then finally we decided to add a third light, which was just a basic speed light, in order to fill out some of the shadows on that side of the cave. What we did, we took the speed light and placed it just on the ground, pointed upwards, behind our model, and that filled in some of the shadows on the lower parts of the cave and gave us the nice fill light that we were going for. So 3 lights, the main light pointed at a 45-degree angle, feathered away from our subject, a backlight lighting up the cave, flagged with a black reflector, and a speed light behind our subject, filling in some of the shadows on that side of the cave, and shooting from the shadow side of the face in order to preserve the dark, dramatic, cinematic look.